All right, so now you're a few days, maybe a week out from the MCAT. What should you be doing as the exam date approaches? Um, Really, probably the most important thing will obviously be getting on a good sleep schedule so that night before you're getting good sleep because that could kill an exam. And then you want to get into a routine, so you just be eating healthy, working out so you can get to bed. Whatever it takes, you know your own body, so just go along with that. You've had other big events in your life, I'm sure, that you've had to prepare for. So yeah, just do what you feel comfortable with in those regards. And another important thing is just that you have taken some full length practice exams. You don't want that to be your first time taking a full length exam. It's daunting. Over 6 hours. It'll wear on you if you don't prepare. If you don't take a full length exam, you will not know what it's like exam day. So you'll get to that fourth section and just be absolutely gassed. Uh, Even though I'd taken a couple full length exams, exam day, you got your adrenaline pumping. I know before my very first question, before the passage popped up, I was just like sweating bullets. My heart was racing, and then as soon as the exam starts, you're focused. You're not even thinking about it. But by the time that fourth section rolls around, you're pretty exhausted. So um, figure out what that's like, and you should do all right. So another thing that a lot of other people talk will tell you about is to review high yield info ahead of time. Just in the few days leading up, you don't want to be absolutely beating yourself up in the few days leading up to the exam, but review some high yield info. It'll probably come back to help you. And another time, I'm gonna stress it. Anytime I talk about the MCAT, get your reading level up. You got 2 weeks out from the exam. You know, read the most difficult passages you can find. If you can find passages on, maybe 16th century German poetry, fantastic. The more boring and dense the article is, at least that's boring to me. I don't know, maybe not to everybody, but the more boring and dense those articles are, or the passages are, the better it is. Because you're not always gonna have MCAT passages that you find fun. On my test day, actually, I remember thinking like I find all these passages fairly interesting, but this goes back to that Berkeley Review book that I was using, and I'm not getting paid by the Berkeley Review for saying this or anything, but that book was excellent. They gave some of the most boring passages that I've ever read in my life, and they're very challenging, just dense, and ask really difficult questions. And now I thank them for that, even though while I was doing those passages, I was probably not thanking them for that. So get your reading level up. It's gonna help you on test day when you feel good about your questions and about your passages. It builds your confidence, and you just fly through the exam and it feels great. So then the last thing that I want to stress is to remember that you can cancel the exam. At the end of the exam, they ask if you want to submit it, and I don't know exactly what all the rules are behind it, but I don't think that schools can see if you cancel an exam or anything. So if you got just awful sleep, you didn't feel good about the exam, like it just felt just really bad, it it's better just to cancel it. Just get rid of it. You can take the exam at a later date. It's nothing to stress out about. So just go into the exam with that mindset. Go in knowing, hey, if this doesn't go well, I can cancel. This is not an obligation that I submit this exam for schools to see. So yeah, just be honest with yourself at the end of the exam. Did that go well? It's not going to go perfect. You're going to run into some awful passages. I had one of my physics passages was the most insane thing. I don't think I got a single question. I guessed on every single thing. It was like a big passage, and I still submitted the exam because I felt pretty confident on the other parts. So yeah, don't be worried going in. Just try to get as much sleep as possible and go in with a positive outlook. In between sessions when you can, Go and wash your face, take a little walk. Just know your routine, know what you're going to do, and just be confident in yourself. And no, I'm sure it'll go fine. Okay. So that really concludes what I have to say about the MCAT. Like I said, a lot of people know the MCAT a lot better than I do. So go check out some of their videos because I'm sure they can help you out a lot, especially for studying and preparation. You know what resources to use and all that. So I'll see you next time.